Buenos dias, everybody. Today, we're going to read one of my favorite stories. It's really funny and it's really weird. I hope you like it a lot. It's from Shenanigans at South. It's chapter 21. It's called The Booger Cycle. Here's the picture. It's by Thomas. It has clouds and it's raining something. What do you think it's raining? Wait till you see. The Booger Cycle. Thomas was sitting facing the whiteboard in, whose class should it be? Let's make it, Mr. Scheckenbach's class. Thomas was sitting facing the whiteboard in Mr. Scheckenbach's class. The front half of the lights were off because they were about to watch a movie. Madison turned around. "Here," she said, "I have an extra." She dropped a raw hot dog on his desk. "Why do you have an extra hot dog?" asked Thomas. "Shh," said Abigail. "It's starting." The water cycle, the video said. Moving water from all around the planet. But what about the boogers? Thomas looked up. The boogers? What a good question, said Mr. Scheckenbach, suddenly over by the windows. Mr. Scheckenbach doesn't have windows, but oh well. What about the boogers? Mr. Scheck pulled back the curtains and Thomas squinted. He didn't see a blue sky or a gray sky. He saw a green sky. Have you ever wondered, asked the video, how the booger cycle works? Where do all the boogers come from? Here's weatherman Johnny Rainclouds to tell us more. Thanks, water cycle, said Johnny. As you can see, here at Skipback Elementary, the skies are green and heavy with boogers. I can only imagine how much mucus will be covering the school and playground in just a few minutes. Just look at those gross green and black clouds ready to drop boogers back to earth. Thomas looked from the video to the window. How did he get on the playground? Is this video live? While we wait for the boogers to start falling, said the video, let's take a look at the 3 types of mucus. We have the runny kind that flows from your nose when it's cold, the stretchy kind you can play with, and the crispy kind that comes out with blood. And look at this, said Johnny Rainclouds. Here come those yellow-green gems falling right out of the sky. Wow, said the video. What's it like out there, Johnny? It's very boogery, said Johnny. Splat, sploosh. I should have worn a coat with a hood. Squash. Right in my hair. The wonders of nature, the video sighed. It's so beautiful. Once the boogers have stuck to everything in sight, it'll be time for them to enter the next stage of the booger cycle. How's it looking out there now, Johnny? I'm definitely covered in mucus, Johnny breathed, wiping snot from his forehead. I think it's about time. When the boogers are ready to go, they'll start quivering and crawling and then slither right into the nearest nose. There they'll nest and lay eggs before it's time for them to be blown out and enter the clouds again. Wait a minute. What? Thomas sputtered. I know, said Joey. I'm learning so much. This isn't how boogers... Johnny Rainclouds threw his head back as boogers slimed into his squished nose. That's gotta hurt. Just look at them go, said the video. And once Johnny's nose is full, they'll be looking for the next nearest nostrils to nest in. Thomas looked out the window. Johnny Rainclouds couldn't be seen under all the boogers, which were crawling right at the classroom. Thomas stepped back from the window. But boogers began sliding down the walls and nudging through the crack below the door. They're inside the school! They're inside the... Thomas woke up and bolted upright. Thomas was sitting facing the whiteboard in Mr. Scheckenbach's class. The front half of the lights were off because they were watching a movie. He must have fallen asleep. He wasn't sure when, but he'd find out from somebody later. Okay, friends, said Mr. Scheck, pushing the tape into the slot. To finish up science for today, we'll be looking at one more resource, an introduction to the water cycle. Thomas froze. He had said water cycle, not booger cycle. There was no booger cycle. That was just a crazy dream. Still, Thomas's stomach started tying itself in knots. Madison turned around. Here, she said, I have an extra. And she dropped a penguin eraser on his desk. Thanks, whispered Thomas. Shh, whispered Abigail. It's starting. Ah, the water cycle, the video said. Moving water from all around the planet. Mr. Scheck, Thomas whispered. Can I please go to the nurse? Mr. Scheck was looking out the window at the playground. Don't you feel well? He asked. I feel like I'm going to throw up, said Thomas. Mr. Scheck looked him up and down. Do you need to use the bathroom? No, said Thomas, his legs shaking. My stomach feels bad. Can I please go to the nurse? Go get a drink of water, said Mr. Scheck, but come right back to your desk. I saw you sleeping earlier, and I won't have you missing this important information. Thomas lingered at the water fountain until Mr. Scheck ordered him back to his desk to finish the movie. There was a weatherman, and it looked like he was standing on a playground. Here you can see the clouds are heavy with precipitation, just waiting to come down on us, said the weatherman. I really should have worn a coat with a hood. Thomas glanced around. Mr. Scheck was still standing by the windows, looking at the TV screen. Everyone else was watching the movie too. Thomas slowly stood up from his seat. Nobody noticed. On his tiptoes, he took a careful step backwards. Nobody noticed. Thomas tripped over an empty chair and it clanged to the floor. Boom! He bolted, charging out the door. Thomas, where are you going? Mr. Scheck called after him. Thomas looked from the left to the right, not sure where to go. Thomas, what's up? A hand rested gently on his shoulder. It was, Mr. Bettis, one of the special teachers. I don't want to learn about the booger cycle, blurted Thomas. The booger cycle? Asked Mr. Bettis. What's that? There you are, said Mr. Scheck. Thomas, what's gotten into you? He says he doesn't want to learn about the booger cycle, said Mr. Bettis. Aren't you guys learning about the water cycle today? We are, said Mr. Scheck. He kneeled down next to Thomas. I'm sorry, Mr. Scheck, I just thought... Oh, Thomas, why would we be learning about the booger cycle? Said Mr. Scheck. We already learned all about that. That's the end of chapter 21. So, do you think they really learned about the booger cycle? Did that really happen? Or was it just a dream? I don't know. Here's the other picture. It looks like they're enjoying being in the rain. Or, well, I hope it's rain. Otherwise, that's kind of gross. I hope you liked my story today. If you have an idea for a story, you can leave me a comment at the bottom. Remember, friends, you can make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. Adios.